Hello! We've just done Mugshoef, which really was an incredible beer.
It was gorgeous.
And we're staying in Belgium for the next one. It'll be hard to beat, I think, but okay.
You never know.
I want to make the full house. So Tim is a beer scooper. You know,
I am. I am
a beer tigger, beer scooper, whatever you want to call it. He's got to collect them all.
I wouldn't quite go that far.
Got to collect them all.
I don't think my liver would allow me to do that, James.
It's
but
like
yeah.
he is the beer equivalent of a child with a Panini football sticker album. But luckily, tonight the reason I raise this is that every beer we've done tonight he's never had. So I'm hoping we're going to have a full house.
I like that analogy.
Is it a full house?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, I know the brewery, but I've never had that.
So this is it. It's Abbaye de Rocs. I'm gonna. This is totally pronouncing it wrong.
I've had their Christmas beer, but I've never had that.
Okay, well there we go. This is their brown beer. So good. So full house. 6 new beers on your list, which is good. So first brewed in 1979.
Okay.
It's 9%. So it's a strong one. Mm-hmm. Again, the thing about Belgian beers, even the strong ones, they hide the booze.
They do.
Which is a good thing to me.
No, absolutely.
It says that this Belgian Abbey beer is typical and it has virtually nothing to do with a working Abbey, of course. So it is a Trappist beer, but it's not actually made by monks anymore.
No.
Unlike many other Belgian breweries, this brewery avoids the use of sugar, which is often added as an adjunct to lighten body and boost alcoholic strength. Something else to say. Right, tasting notes. Dark brown pour with red-orange highlights and tan head. Nose is heavy with anise, brown sugar, and notes of clove and dark fruits. Sweetish caramel flavour, sharp snort of cloying, good, with moderate bitterness for balance, big anise backdrop, welcome alcoholic warmth.
Sounds like a proper Trappist beer.
Sounds good. So I think it's a good one to
proper
finish
Trappist. I reckon like Trappist. What's number 8? Who's that by? Rocs Trappist. I'll probably pronounce that completely wrong.
I can already see this has got good carbonation. It's already fizzing up in the bottle.
Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, it's got lots of yeast babies in there. On that side.
Yeah. Ooh, I can smell the aroma from here, actually.
Yeah, so can I. Goodness me. Should we go for it properly?
Indeed. Oh,
that's nice.
I can smell the fruits. I get a real fruity aroma from that. So again, it's like your plums, your dark fruit sort of aroma coming from that.
Didn't talk about the bottle. This is an interesting bottle. It's actually got a photographic backing which shows an abbey. So it goes full on for the abbey Trappist thing with that. There's not really anything much more to say about it. Triple fermentation. Okay. Right.
Okay.
It's a proper another traditional kind of logo. So, right, taste.
Smells lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Where's the 9%?
Yeah, it's just booze. It's boozy dark fruits. It's lovely.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
It's nice. It's got a slightly yeasty aftertaste, but not massively so.
Yeah, I mean, I did try it. This one is especially yeasty.
I don't think it's...
I mean, we've got a few little sea monkeys knocking about, but it was very hard to avoid that.
But I don't think that's anything to do with the sea monkeys. I think that's just a general flavour.
It's quite sweet.
Slightly yeasty.
Quite sweet.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, they don't add sugar. So that is interesting how they've done that. It is nice.
But it's fruity, isn't it? It's a dark fruity beer.
It is fruity, yes.
Dark fruity beer with a bit of an alcoholic hit, which you can't really taste. With, to me, a slightly yeasty aftertaste, but not unpleasantly so. Doesn't make it undrinkable.
This for me is a lovely beer, but as I've said before my beer reviews, I don't like sweet beers. This is a little bit too sweet for me. I must say, it's a bit too much sweetness. It's nice.
It's a nice beer. It's certainly drinkable. It's very pleasant. It is not.
It's a classic of its style, I would say.
Yes, it is.
Which is why it's in here.
It's not something I'd rush out and drink again.
No.
But it's at the same breath, it's also nice. You know? It's a nice beer.
It's very pleasant.
That's good stuff.
And this is from the French part of Belgium, French speaking. So it's very near. It's from a village near the French border. Okay. So that's why it's all in French rather than Flemish. So so that's the more interesting one. So yeah, it is nice. It's just
a little too sweet.
A little too sweet for my liking.
And for me, the aftertaste is
too cheese for you.
A little bit, yeah. But saying that, it's fine. You know, it's not a bad beer. It certainly isn't unpleasant.
No, it's not unpleasant.
Certainly
it's not a bad beer either.
But there are better ones out there.
If you want my honest
opinion.
I would tell you something. If you know, Tim, you're probably familiar with this. At Christmas time or birthdays, you may have members of your family who know you like beer, but they know nothing about beer themselves, and they buy bottles of beer that are rubbish.
Oh yes.
Right. So you'll get they'll
I bought some Carling from Tesco.
Or like a bottle of Abbott, or a bottle of Doom Bar or something. They say, "Oh, that's popular, Doom Bar." If someone bought me this for Christmas or birthday, I would be delighted.
Oh, of course I would.
So we're not trying to besmirch this beer because it is really, really nice, and I'd have it again. It's not an unpleasant beer.
But compare it to Muckshoof. It's not in the same.
It's hard to compare.
It's not in the same league, is it?
It's not in the same league.
It's not. But it's good. But it is good.
This you got to remember. Muckshoof is a slightly more modern beer. So it's a newer. It's a style. It's a reimagined style.
It is.
Whereas this is a very traditional
style. No, very. That's true. And in essence, for that reason, you can't compare them. To be fair.
No.
So it was wrong of me to do that.
Very different beers, and they're both from Belgium. But very hard to go from our previous review of beer we both thought was flipping amazing to one that is
good.
By any accounts, is also lovely. You can't really compare the two. We shouldn't do that. It's a wrong thing to do. This is a good beer in its own right, but too sweet for me. The funny thing is, when I saw it was a brown beer elicits something different in the UK. People talk about
wave your twigs.
Yeah, here we go. We got this. We spoke about that on the Rabble reviews. People talk about twig beer. Tim, can you explain to the camera what is twig beer?
It's a silly.
What is twig beer?
It's a silly expression which has been around for a couple of years, which got started by the craft beer scene. Basically, it describes, in essence, a cask of beer which basically has no flavour to it. It's been a very malt-based beer, a brown beer. A good example of that would be Green King IPA, which in essence doesn't have a lot of flavour. It's just a malty brown beer, basically. Which
I have used as my which I use as my benchmark. Green King IPA and Doom Bar. I say would I like it? I use that as a great comparison against some of the beers I reviewed from the supermarket reviews I did, which now thankfully have been done. So a brown beer elicits the thoughts of these kind of boring
brown beer.
They call them the triple B, the boring brown beer. Yeah. This is not a boring brown beer.
No,
this is a lovely brown beer.
Absolutely not. No, it's flavoursome. It's very flavoursome.
If Green King made this, Green King would be amazing. They don't. They never will.
No, they never will.
The funny thing is, Green can actually do make some nice beers. You just won't find them very often.
Do you know what frustrates me most of all about Green King? They can produce really good beer. They seem to choose not to. No. A couple of years ago, I actually had one of their sort of seasonal one-off beers. I don't know what it was. It was called Churchill IPA. That's what it was called.
Yep.
And it came in at 5.5 ABV.
Yep.
It was golden, it was hoppy, it was quenchable, it was beautiful.
I did one called Atlantic IPA a while ago that was also excellent. It was using American hops.
I was just thinking, hang on a second, you know what you're doing. Why do you still produce
Because
people get used to it.
People get used to it, and also lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
The fact is, people are used to drinking a certain thing. People are used to seeing Doom Bar or Green IPA and go, that's my go-to beer.
It's comfort beer.
The question is, in the wider context of good beer as a general concept, not just real ale, is these beer reviews and beer websites and other things. It's about converting those people who are drinking beers that are in a style that could be good into trying something new. I would actually say it's easier to try and convert someone who's drinking a Doom Bar Green IPA than someone who's drinking Foster's.
Well, in essence, it is.
Although, interestingly, I find people who drink the malty beers will move along the spectrum of multi-beers to better multi-beers, and then maybe other things. Actually, people drinking Fosters, I've managed to convert people who drink Fosters and other lagers to golden ales.
Yes.
Because I was someone who used to drink lager, and when I moved to Reading, one of the local beers, which was, I think I might have spoken about before, which was Loddon Ferryman's Gold, the first ever real ale I had, and I loved it. It was something new and different. I think it's still a great beer, but it was a gateway. It was a gateway drug to better beer. And actually, if people are out there drinking Green King IPA and Dune Bar, they are people who can be. It's up to beer advocates. It's up to pubs and breweries to basically encourage them to try other things they may well like.
11 years ago, I was a Foster's drinker. I used to drink nothing but Foster's, and then, believe it or not, what did it for me was quite a different beer. It was actually Theakson's Old Peculiar. Great
beer. I have reviewed that in this parish.
I was in the Turk's Head.
I think it's a great beer.
I was in the Turk's Head in Reading. They had it on cask, and it was £2.10 a pint. I joke not. It was as cheap as that. And I was like, goodness me, this is incredible. It's full of flavour. All right, it knocked me for 6. I had 3 pints of it and I was drunk. But
Old Peculiar is still a great beer.
It's pokey, but it's lovely. And I haven't drunk Foster's since. After that, I gave up on Foster's and I've been drinking real ale.
The good thing is the good thing now is we now have in the market some really great lagers as well.
Yes, we do, and it's
really great lagers.
And it's really important to recognise that as well, because it's not all about real ale. There's some cracking lagers out there.
And actually, that's really another way of actually moving people across and introducing to other more interesting things. I think so. My favourite UK lager is Schiehallion, which I have reviewed.
Yeah, from Harveston, from Edinburgh.
Which is a brilliant lager, but I've tried some other.
My favourite lager is closer to home. It's Republica by Windsor and Eaton.
Brilliant! It's in the book. I'm yet to do it.
Really nice,
but
lager.
That's also a very nice beer.
I know Kieran. I know his dad. I know Windsor and Eaton really well, and they produce that the right way a lager should be.
It's won multiple awards, and actually
there's no artificial nonsense in that.
I think lager. It gets a knocking because actually I reviewed a while ago Pilsner Kel, which I forgot was a great beer. It's it's not a boring lager. It's got some great taste to it, and I think people forget about these things. They think of lager as I think you should never dismiss all lager. You never dismiss all brown beer.
No.
I think that's really important. You should never. I think there's this tendency now to go for the popular, super hoppy beers, which aren't always good. And now you've got beers being introduced to the market, which are some people call them the fake craft beers, which are just not good. They're not good, but they're trying to appeal to those sort of people. And those are not the ones you want people to move with. There's so many great beers out there already that have got great pedigree. Like this one here. That people could have a go at, and they'd probably love them. So,
I think the thing I found as well. Don't get me wrong. I love my hoppy beers, but some of these American hops and some of the new strains and varieties that people are experimenting with. There's a strain called CTZ, which basically is an acronym. It's Columbus, Tomahawk, and Zeus. There's basically a new strain of hop which has been produced in America. Verdant Brewery from Falmouth in Cornwall have been using CTZ hops in loads of their beers recently. And it's so powerful. I mean, don't get me wrong, I quite like it, but it's really overpowering. You, to an extent, when you open a can, you can smell the hops instantly and you drink it, the hops almost like they blow the back of your throat out.
Do you think that hops can be used, like strong hops can be used as an excuse for almost lazy brewing? In the way that actually you don't have to worry about the other ingredients or how good they are, or like your craft, you just put in a load of powerful hops and not worry about the rest. It doesn't matter about your malts or anything else.
To be honest, Jim, I don't know, but my answer to that is I bloody hope not. I don't know.
Because it worries me that people are forgetting about actually...
Because some of these new craft breweries are producing some really crazy strong hoppy stuff. Yep. And it's not just the ABV and the strength, it's the strength of the hoppiness. And there's nothing more to the beer other than hops that smack you in the back of the throat.
Yep.
And it's these new, this new stuff that's from America that's coming, like CTZ hops is a classic example. Cryo hops are a trademark which you get in America now, and all their beers that are coming, all the hops that are coming through are ultra bitter, ultra powerful, and it's like, really? I mean, I don't mind it to an extent, but I want a bit more than a hoppy blast in the back of my throat when I drink a beer.
Yeah, I think sometimes...
It's too much.
I think, I think it's. Well, first of all, I think it's actually brilliant that people are trying every hop that's out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And seeing how it's going. But hops are not be all and end all. The fact is that
of course they're not.
The McShoof we had, the hops were irrelevant in that beer.
Yeah.
Really, it was about everything else they packed into it.
Absolutely.
You can have great beer without hops.
Of course you can.
There are great bitters out there. You can have
absolutely.
Great bitters. I think when people talk about the so-called twig beer, they're talking about the stuff that tastes of nothing. Essentially,
which is
the brown beer that tastes of nothing.
Yeah.
Not about brown beer as a concept. However, some people have taken it to mean that.
Remember Otter Head?
Yeah, it's a great beer.
What a fantastic
Brilliant
beer!
But
we had that at the beer festival. Wasn't that astonishingly good?
But I've seen people, call various things twig beer that are not twig beer.
No, of course not.
You ever had Flower Pots beer before?
Yes.
Which is just brilliant.
Yes, no, I rate
Really
it.
tasty. Some people call it twig beer, the whole thing twig beer, because it's not crazy hops, and that's dangerous.
Harvey's Best.
Harvey's
Best, I think, is one of
another
the
beer
best beers of its example.
That is the beer reviewed with the most amount of people. I did that with 7 people in a bar in Brighton.
Yeah.
So
I love Harvey's Best. I think Harvey's Best is one of the best styles of that beer out there, and that is not even remotely twiggy.
No, it's great.
Full of flavour. It's gorgeous.
I actually think some people criticise them.
They do.
Timothy Taylor's Bolt Maker, great beer.
It's a good beer. Yeah.
Great beer.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Really tasty beer.
And Landlord's a great beer as well.
Prefer Bolt Maker.
Yeah. I'll probably do as well. But people are very quick to judge a beer. They look at a pump clip and go, "Oh, that's going to be twig," and it isn't necessarily.
This is probably the longest beer review ever. We're now at 16 minutes, which is brilliant, and we've gone on a massive reverie about the.
Shouldn't we?
No, this was important stuff. Basically, what me and Tim are saying is, don't judge a beer by its cover.
No.
Try everything out there. And it may be something you like. Don't go for the same thing over and over again. Try something else. Have your own beer and then try something new.
Yeah.
Don't just always have the same thing. You can always go back to your favourite. It's not an issue.
Give it a go. Experiment. Because at the end of the day, you may have the beer which you may like generic sort of stuff which you can get in the supermarket, which is very cheap, and you may think, I like that. Why should I drink anything different? I used to think that way. I used to have that mindset. I like Foster's. It was £2.50 a pint back then. Why do I want to drink anything else? Then somebody said, have a pint of this. Old Peculiar. I loved it, and I haven't looked back since. But it's horses for courses, isn't it, James, at the end of the day? And if you like that sort of stuff, fair play.
And also,
I've never criticised you for that.
If you're in the right pub, ask the people behind the bar.
Yeah.
Like if they're people who are passionate about beer, ask them. I'll say I want to try something new. This is the sort of thing I like.
Yeah.
They'll recommend something. The right pub will do that.
Yeah,
Just do it.
They will. Yeah.
If you don't like it, they'll probably give you a sample if it's the right sort of pub. If you don't like it, try something else. It's not an issue.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And at the moment, the industry is blossoming. There's over 1,700 breweries in the UK at the moment, and it doesn't. The pace of breweries opening doesn't seem to be slowing down, and it's incredible. It's almost like ridiculous the level they're at now. It's incredible, and the variety and the choice out there as a consumer is wow. What a time to be alive.
Yeah,
is what I say to people. What a time to be alive. It's just phenomenal.
I think we'll leave it there then. What a time to be alive.
I think we should.
It's 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
Of waffle.
We'll leave this alone. That's a good beer review.
Indeed.
So that's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from him.
It is indeed.
Say goodbye, Tim.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.